Good morning and Jai Hind. In this video, we are going to discuss the next case, that is the forfeiture of shares issued at par. So this question is from the exercise given at the back of the chapter, Company's Account Issue of Share, written by D.K. Goel. So let us read the question first. Z Limited was registered with an authorized capital of 10 lakhs divided into 10,000 shares of 100 rupees each. The company offered 5,000 of these shares to the public. That means out of 10,000 shares, the company has issued 5,000 shares to the public at the face value of 100 rupees each of the share. So company offered 5,000 and these are to be payable 25 rupees at the time of application, 50 rupees per share on allotment, and the balance 3 months later. That means the remaining one, it becomes 25 rupees, which has to be paid after 3 months at the time of first call. Application for 7,100 shares were received. That means it's a case for oversubscription also, on which the director allotted as follows. Applications for 4,000 shares full, and application for 3,000, 1,000 has to be allotted, and 100 shares has to be rejected. So rupees 1,85,000 were realized on account of allotment money, excluding the amount carried from application money, and 1,15,000 on account of call. The directors decided to forfeit those shares on which allotment money was overdue. So we have to make the entries here. So I hope the question is quite clear, that 5,000 shares were allotted and the shareholder has to pay 25 rupees at the time of application, 50 at the time of allotment, and the remaining 25 at the time of first call. And directors had decided to allot shares as per this criteria given here, that 4,000 shares has to be allotted in full, and the remaining 3,000 shares has to be allotted only 1,000 share. That means the remaining 2,000 share, the money of 2,000 shares has to be adjusted in the further calls at the time of allotment, and 100 shares has to be rejected. We have to reject the money, refund the money of 100 shares. And there is always obvious there is a call in area at the time of allotment as well as at the time of first call. So the company has decided to forfeit those shares. So let us make the entries over here. The first entry would be the time of application, when a company received the application from the shareholders, and the entry would be bank account debit to share application account, and the amount would be calculated by multiplying 7,100, as this is the amount of shares application, by 25 rupees. So we get 1,77,500 rupees. Then the shares has been distributed to the shareholders in the next entry by making like share application account debit to share capital account, to share allotment account, and to bank account. So in front of share application, the amount would be same, that is 1,75,500. In front of share capital account, we have to enter the share capital of 5,000 shares only. So it would be calculated by multiplying 5,000 with 25 rupees. It would be 1,25,000 rupees. And we have to reject 100 shares. So in front of bank, you have to write 2,500, which would be calculated by multiplying 100 into 25. And the remaining share, as 2,000 shares has to be adjusted, which we have received in oversubscription, so we have to adjust that at the time of allotment. So the entry for this is made by the name 2 share allotment account, and 2000 shares were there, so it can be calculated by 2000 into 25, that is 50,000 in front of share allotment account in credit column has to be written. Now it's time for the call for share allotment money. So next entry would become share allotment account to share capital account. As the allotment money which is called by the company is 50 rupees per share, so and 5,000 shares were there, so it can be calculated by multiplying 5,000 to 50. It becomes 2,50,000 shares amount. Now it's time for the receipt of the allotment money, bank account debit to share allotment account. As it is given in a question that 1,85,000 were realized at the time of allotment, that means there is an arrear also. So it's simple, just an entry which is made here, bank account to share allotment, and 1,85,000 has to be written on debit and credit hand side. Next entry, that is at the time of first and final call, we receive 1,15,000. That means again there is an arrear, so it's time for calling for next in the final call, that is share first and final call account debit to share capital account, and it would be calculated by multiplying 25 into 5,000. It would become 1,25,000 rupees. But as due to arrear, we are only going to receive 1,15,000, so the same entry has to be done here too. Bank account debit to share first and final call account, that is 1,15,000 as per the question. Next, it's time for forfeiting the shares. That means as there is a arrear over here, so company had decided to forfeit these shares. So entry would be for that is share capital account debit to share allotment account to share first call and final call account to share forfeiture account. So as at the time before that, we have to find out the number of shares on which allotment money is not received, and it can be calculated by subtracting 50,000 and 1,85,000 from 2,50,000, as this is the total amount of allotment money which has to be received by the firm, and divided by 50, so we get 300 shares. So with this we can easily calculate the amount in case of share capital, as we have received that 300 into 1,000, that comes 30,000 here in front of share capital, and at the time of allotment it would be rupees 50 rupees were there. That's why we have to multiply 50 into 300. We get 15,000, which is to be written in front of share allotment account. For share first and final call, the amount which has to be submitted by the shareholder, that is 25 rupees. So we have to multiply 25 into 300. It would become 7,500 rupees. And the remaining, that is share forfeiture, would be same, and we can calculate it by subtracting 15,000 and 7,500 from 30,000. We can easily get the amount of share forfeiture count. So the amount that is to be forfeited by the company and which is going to be sent into the capital reserve, that is 7,500 rupees. With this, I am going to end my video. Thank you.